Well. Today is Wednesday, and yesterday football was coming home. And today, Jadon Sancho, he is also coming home, but he's coming home to the right Manchester this time. Everyone who's watching, please smash a like, please leave a comment. We are here to deliver some breaking news. Jadon Sancho, former player of Borussia Dortmund, after this long saga, has finally decided to pack up his bags, leave Germany, and come back home to Manchester. I'm joined here by Munzi, and I'm joined here by a City fan by the name of Ian. How are you guys doing today so far?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
I was saying earlier, it's a release. If I hear a big smashing noise from the other room, my mum's just beating the telly to death because Andy Murray's playing like a drain. So I'm glad I'm on the show.
Oh man, but no man. Thanks for coming on the show, guys. And yeah, let's not waste any time. Let's get straight to it. It was announced probably maybe half an hour or maybe 45 minutes ago that Jadon Sancho will be coming to Manchester United. I'll even do a quick share here. Let's see. Let me see.
City reject. City reject. City
Actually,
reject.
I'll do that later. Perfect. No, but according to Fabrizio Romano, Jadon Sancho to United, here we go. It's a done deal. Agreement has been reached between Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund. It's funny because a lot of people are saying that it's about 90 million, including add-ons. But then when I'm going back on Twitter, I'm seeing that people are saying it's a 72 million, and that is going into excluding add-ons, right?
Yeah, it's pounds versus euros. It's 90 million euros, 70 million plus million pounds.
Right, perfect. But
so I hope United send the money to City in pounds for their cut of the deal, not in euros, please. Thank you very much.
I mean,
in
like,
pennies.
Yeah, in 1 pence pieces. Can you imagine? They'll have some dump truck outside at the Etihad with 1 penny pieces.
Yeah. But let's be real. Nobody knew of Jadon Sancho at Manchester City, and he's had a flourishing career since he left Manchester City, and his career is about to skyrocket now that he will be putting on the red team viewer. Let's go over to Munzi. How are you feeling about this deal?
Well, I'm probably the only United fan that ain't really excited. I'm excited for it, but I'm not like overjoyed with it. It's what we need anyway. And to be fair, the deal's been really good. 72 million's quite a good deal considering they wanted 100 million or 100 euros or 120 euros to start off with. So it is a good deal now. I still think we need a lot more centre back, CDM. But yeah, I'm happy. To be fair, I'm relieved it's actually done and dusted. And yeah, hopefully we can move on to the next transfer target.
No, I definitely agree with you, Munzi. I'll stick with you for one more question. Does he walk straight into the starting lineup? Yeah. And if he does, where does he play?
Well, Rashford's got to go for his operation, and if he don't go for it, then I'll take him and go for it because he needs it. He'll come straight in. Greenwood will be there. Cavani or Martial, but yeah, he's got to go straight in because Rashford's going to have his operation, and you don't pay 72 million for someone that's not going to go straight in the team. I think Rashford's going to have to work hard to get back in the team, which is good for competition. But yeah, he's definitely got to get in, definitely.
Ian, Mr. Blue Moon Ian. Jadon Sancho is coming home to Manchester. How do you feel about that, Ian?
Yeah, I've just sometimes my memory for names is slipping in my old age. Remind me, who's the lad who plays for Portugal who went on loan to Renato Sanchez? Yeah, we had a great debate. Renato Sanchez. We had a great debate on the banter group about Renato Sanchez when he was 16, 17, 18. And he looked as though he broke through and then he completely lost it. And he was dreadful at Swansea, etc., etc. So I think young players at that age, whether they're at City reserves or whether they're at Chelsea reserves, whether you're De Bruyne or Lukaku or players who've gone on from those different clubs to get glory elsewhere, it is we forget it is a bit of a lottery at 16, 17 years old. You look at him and you think, wow, it's taken him 3-4 years to get to be the player he is. So it's just one of those things, if your club policy in terms of strategy is to buy lots of young players, develop them, send them out on loan, etc., one or two are going to fall through the net who maybe don't look like the real deal at 16, 17. You sell them for 10, 12 million, and then suddenly they blossom elsewhere. Or in the case of, you look at some of the Liverpool players like Solanke going on to different clubs, or they just wither and fall away, or Brewster going to Sheffield United. So sometimes it works really well. It's always nice to be real clever after the event. Retrospect is a wonderful thing. I'm certain the Chelsea fans will go, "Oh, if we hadn't lost De Bruyne, yeah." But look at Brewster going to Sheffield United, or Solanke, or players like that, or Sanchez. Roberto Sanchez, or whatever his name, doing that reversal. So I'd say good luck to him. Good luck. I think it's a lot of money, but he's made it. But don't overplay that German league. I mean, I'm certain the statisticians amongst everyone will do their work. I wonder how he's performed against the top 4 clubs in Germany. I hope it's well, because if he's performed and got all these goals and assists on the clubs below 4th place, it does fall off a cliff a bit in terms of talent in that German league. The stats can be a bit deceptive, so just beware. That's what I just want to say.
No, good point, Ian. Sticking to you as well. Do you think Jadon Sancho would walk into the current Manchester City squad? Starting 11, I should ask.
Squad, yes. First team, perhaps no. It's interesting how Pep. I think he's not flawless as he shows by overthinking strategies at the last minute, but the way he's brought on Phil Foden is fantastic. He's spent a while with the squad, and it's taken him 2-3 years to break into the team. And God, look at him now; he's fantastic. And you look at Ferran Torres and the season he's had, but you still feel he's going to blossom once Pep's really schooled him well. Whereas, so for Sancho, if he did come back to City, I still think he'd need a season of rehabilitation under the Pep method before he went into the first team. But yeah, he's undoubtedly he's a good player. Will he set the world on light? I don't know. Who's the Welsh lad at right wing for Man United? I forget.
Daniel James.
James, yeah.
So Dan James. I guess he'll move on because that's his place, isn't it? That he's absolutely nailed. He'll never get a game now. So hopefully a club like Palace or a team like that or Norwich or whatever will pick up Dan James, or we'll get to see him in the Premier League regularly. But he's not going to get a game now, is he?
I don't think we should move him on, because we should be doing like what you're doing, having a couple of players each places really. Move Dan James on, we're just going backwards, because then if Jadon Sancho gets an injury and move James on, we've got no one. I know he's not the best team.
In my opinion, Manzi, the league or any tournaments these days are won on squad depth.
Yeah. What about Donny van Beek? What happened to him?
No, he's all part of squad depth and hopefully part of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's plan next season.
But
so yeah,
going on to what Ian said about the German league. Well, I remember Kagawa. He never lit the Premier. He got Premier League medal somehow, but Michael Owen's got Premier League medal. So he never set the world alight. But I don't know. I just think Sancho's a bit different. I'm not going to be like, oh, Sancho. I'm not going to get them, Bible and shit out of his name on or nothing like that. But he's got to improve us. We ain't gonna get no worse buying him. And for 72 million, you look at Harry Kane for 100 million. Do you know what I mean? It's a snicker. I think it's a snicker.
Look at what Arsenal paid 70 million for Pepe, and he's hardly set the world alight, has he?
No, yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. I don't, he might set the world alight, he might not. But I think he'll improve us. He's better than what we got. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, he is.
And Rashford, it'll help Rashford, because them two seem to be mates as well. So it'll help Rashford because Rashford for the last 8 months he's been appalling. I keep saying he's been injured, to be fair, but yeah, it's going to help. It's going to help. Look at what happened with Shaw and Telles. Do you know what I mean? Look how Shaw player of the year, and that's just because Telles is there. Telles don't even need to be great, but
definitely. I thought Walker's days were finished at City, and then Pep bought João Cancelo, who was right on his tail, and he's like, at 31 years old, he's playing like he's 25.
Yeah, you need competition for places. We always had it at United, always had competition for places. We used to have 4 up, we had play 2 up front, but we used to have 4. We won a treble from it. So
that's true.
To me now, I don't know if you guys can relate, but this feels like you finally graduated from university, right? When you graduate from university, you finally get that scroll. This Jadon Sancho saga has been going on since I want to say maybe 2019, 2020.
I used to have hair before it went on. Look, I'm losing my hair.
It does. These things, the big transfers, a lot of them seem to get played out forever. When Bayern Munich were hunting down Leroy Sané, it seemed to go on for like 18 months. Or even the City Grealish stuff. I don't know whether it's real or not. I hope it is. He's a wonderful player. But hey, how old's Jadon Sancho? He's only like 21 or something, isn't he?
21, yeah.
So, if he is good, you're talking 10 years good.
Yeah.
The amount of games Giggs played on the other side, the other flank, for what, decade, 12 years.
Also, with the
list have a player to commit that time, isn't it? Also,
with Sancho, I think, Ollie, everyone said, Pogba's, a bit off field and all that, and Ollie sort of settled Pogba down, and they reckon there's a bit of off field stuff with Jadon Sancho, but I think Ollie will settle him down. Do you know what I mean? I think it's good. It is a good signing. I'm not disappointed with the signing, no way. But we need players. But I just don't. Everyone's going, it's going to break the internet. I don't think.
No,
it's not going to break the internet. Do you know what I mean? But
I don't think United fans are getting overboard. United fans are elated for the signing, but just to echo what Munzi earlier is that we still need more signings. Jadon Sancho, our, let's say, marquee signing, but there's still need, in my opinion, for a defensive mid and also for a centre back.
Do you think that since Edward Wood's gone, because this is the first signing without Edward Wood, I think it didn't seem to take that long, did it? You sort of heard about it and they're like, no, they're carrying on from last year, but it seemed to just happen. And it seems like hopefully that the people in charge now are actually going and say, right, they know about football. Edward Wood didn't know nothing about football. That wasn't his fault or whatever. Whoever employed him, that's his fault. But it seemed to just happen and just bang. Like every day it was like, or every week it was like, closer.
But here's the thing. I don't know if you guys were hearing about when deals will be announced, because in terms of the Sancho deal, people were telling me and tweeting that 2 things. They would announce the Sancho deal after the new sponsor on the shirt, and then they will announce it after Euros, right? I don't know if you guys were hearing that per se.
Yeah. I heard most of that. I thought it was going to be when the new shirt come out, but it didn't. Well, I don't know if United officially announced it, but it's been announced everywhere else. Sky, BBC, and that. But but end of the day, Jadon Sancho's not playing in the Euros, is he? So. He could have announced it and just snuck in there. But I suppose that's up to Southgate. But you know what I mean? He's not playing in the Euro, so it wouldn't disturb him. It might disturb the team. But so I don't know when they probably will wait.
If England do go all the way, I keep thinking, like when Portugal went out, there was a part of me that went, phew, Diaz and Silva and João Cancelo will all get a nice bit of a rest, and I'm almost like ticking off the players as the countries drop out to say, because if you think about it, they had less of a rest last year. So Sancho, if England do go all the way, he's going to be another player who won't be able to do any pre-season. He's probably not going to drop into the United squad till game 2 or game 3, is he?
But you think so, Ian? Because in my opinion, if England do go all the way, do you see Jadon Sancho getting any like playing time per se? The last time Jadon Sancho got playing time was against.
No, but he'll still be with the squad. He'll still need some kind of holiday, some kind of a break. Won't he?
Like more. So let's compare Jadon Sancho to, let's say, like your Harry Kane or Harry Maguire or Raheem Sterling, right? Those guys will definitely need a break because they've played over 180 minutes for country. Does Jadon Sancho need that much of a break per se?
Not sure. But family-wise, you'd have thought moving back to the UK, a bit of a holiday. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's just, there's obviously 99% of me wants England to win this damn Euros. Absolutely. That with the 1% that doesn't thinks, shit, the City players, that your Walkers, your Sterlings of this world, they're going to be knackered returning back. They really are stones. They're going to be well tired after the long season they've had and the fact that it was a shorter break last summer. So that's just a thought rocking on. A few other interesting things going on today. Obviously, Rafa Benitez at Everton, which I think again, it was bloody. These things drag out. And, Spurs have just announced that Nuno has joined. But I mean, how many weeks has that gone on? And the other one I think we've all got to remember is technically the GOAT is a free player tomorrow. Lionel Messi is out of contract as of tomorrow. It's amazing to think about.
Yeah, but Barcelona are actually looking to renew his contract. I know that if you're talking about another GOAT, the real GOAT, Cristiano Ronaldo, he's not looking to renew his contract, right? But before we stray off a topic, I want to bring up a comment by Linville Stewart. Welcome to the show. He's saying Rashford on the left, Sancho on the right. What do you think about that, Munzi? That's something that you're good for, or is Sancho versatile enough to play anywhere, like in the top three?
Well, to be fair, he should be versatile, play both.
Okay.
I'm not sure about it's just Rashford's form. He's injured. To be fair, if Sancho does come back, start straight away, then Rashford will go on his operation, give him a bit of time. Do you know what I mean? Rashford, Rashford needs to have his operation.
Okay, so let's go to Manchester United post Marcus Rashford's rehabilitation stage. Now Marcus Rashford is ready to start for Manchester United. How do you see the front three lining up?
It's good.
Oh, okay.
Phil, can I throw one to you? Where does Greenwood fit into this? Because he often plays down the right, doesn't he?
Yeah, so I honestly would have Greenwood still on the right, but I think Greenwood, coming on to last season, he was doing well as an impact player. So I honestly wouldn't mind Mason Greenwood coming off of the bench. Mason Greenwood is 19 years old. Jadon Sancho is 21. Jadon Sancho is proven across Bundesliga. He's proven himself across the Champions League as well. So he actually walks straight into the United team. Being displaced by Jadon Sancho isn't a bad thing for Mason Greenwood, because he actually has somebody to compete with, in my opinion, right? Dan James, as much as we talk about is the Welsh Barry Allen, aka the Flash, he still isn't, in my opinion, on the same level as Mason Greenwood, right? Mason Greenwood has a future at United, but Jadon Sancho is just here to, let's say, provide some competition. Right. So in my opinion, let's talk about after Marcus Rashford has gotten he's past his rehabilitation stage now. Marcus Rashford, in my opinion, will be on the left. Bruno Fernandes will be in the middle. But if it were up to me, I'd put Paul Pogba at the 10. But Jadon Sancho would be on the right. And then whoever's up top, whether it be Cavani or Martial, or who knows, even United might look to get another striker next season. For next season, yeah. So
interesting. I think Cavani. Cavani's a great player. I was screaming for City when Aguero was injured to sign Cavani. I knew he'd come good. He's a very clever, good thinking striker, instinctive striker. seems like a decent human being, model pro and all that. He was always going to be a good one. So, what do you think? I mean, at 70, let's call it £75 million. I wonder how many transfers will go through bigger than that.
I know out of all the transfers or all the players that we have been linked with for the last, let's say, 2 to 3 months, obviously Jadon Sancho would have been the more realistic one. Let's hypothetically talk about a center back in like Rafael Varane or Paul Torres. The likelihood of them coming, I'll probably have to put it at maybe like a 5 out of 10. In terms of a CDM, I honestly don't know who we're being linked with for a CDM. But if you're talking about prices above 72 million, I would probably say the Rafael Varane price will be above that because Rafael Varane's CV is way higher than Jadon Sancho's, right? Even though you're paying for a starlet / up and coming player, one of England's hottest prospects, right? At the end of the day, Rafael Varane is a starter for France. He's a starter for Real Madrid. He was a crucial part in France winning the World Cup.
He's an awesome player. He's a very, very good player. And I think Real Madrid will sell if they can buy Mbappe. If they can put those funds straight towards Mbappe for, I don't know what, they'd have to pay 150 million for Mbappe, wouldn't they? But if they could get half of that from Varane, that's why they'd probably offload him. Because I'm not sure they've got the money to cough up the full 150 straight away. Not after they threw all that money away on Eden Hazard anyway. And Gareth Bale's wages.
Yeah, I mean, Real Madrid and Barcelona were like so adamant that the Super League would have worked, so that would have kind of bailed them out, right? So, I'm trying to remember the question that I was asking you, Munzi. We're talking about post Marcus Rashford rehabilitation, right? So, in your opinion, who would be, let's say, your front three?
Probably Sancho, Greenwood, and Cavani, probably. But then Martial will be back, so if you don't want to start, I always think Cavani starts better on the bench. I don't know why, but he always seems to come off the bench, just changes it a bit. But then you could do that with Martial. I do see Greenwood as the main striker, but just not yet. Just so good when he comes in off the flank. But if Rashford goes through the operation, that'll be Sancho, Greenwood, and then Cavani or Martial. But it'll probably be Cavani. But yeah, that's who I see at the moment. But if Sancho doesn't go through his operation, then you never know. But you can't keep. Sancho's injured frequent now. People are like, yeah, not Sancho. Rashford injured now.
Okay.
I say, oh yeah, put Rashford on, but he's injured. Shouldn't have really gone. Greenwood never went. I don't think Rashford should have gone either. But it's up to Marcus, isn't it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Before we wrap up, just want to go through this comment here. Big up the guys. Football's coming home, guys. Big up Big Phil, Blue Moon, and Munzi. Yep, definitely shout out to Steven. Definitely. Guys who are watching, please like and subscribe as well too. Before we wrap up, I just want to get you guys' opinions on realistic transfers for both your clubs, right? So both Manchester City and Manchester United, right? I'll start with Ian first. Who do you see realistically coming to Manchester City? And will that player walk straight into the first team, or would they just add to squad depth?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think City have two really big holes, one at left back, and if they were to sign a left back, they would go straight in. Because I think what Zinchenko has shown is that he's a really good wing back further forward on the left, but he's no fullback. And I think that will give them extra strength on that left-hand side with a fullback in behind keeping hold of Zinchenko. And God knows what they do with Mendy, send him somewhere. So that's hole number one where they would go straight in. The biggest hole is right in the centre of the attack. They need a striker. If we go through that, Harry Kane, I'm not certain about him at all. at 28 years old. It's a stupid amount of money, and Pep likes very young players that he can mould. Will Jack Grealish come? I think Villa will fight tooth and nail to keep it. Villa have got a load of money, and I think they'll fight to keep him on a new contract to really have a crack at it. So I think that will be a tussle. I'd love it. My number one signing desire would be Jack Grealish. But the other one is I think that there could be a couple of players leaving City for decent money, like Bernardo Silva, who seems to want to go back to Europe, back to Spain or Portugal. Now, an interesting one, a left field, could be if Bernardo Silva goes to Atletico Madrid and João Felix comes to City instead up front. He's much more of a Pep player. He's young enough for Pep to mould and do as he's damn well told, whereas Harry Kane will go, no, I probably don't agree with that. And Pep will just throw an absolute fit.
True, yeah. Okay.
If I was going to put my money, I think they'll sign a centre forward, but it may not be one of the names mentioned at this moment. I'm not sure. It's not easy. Don't underestimate getting Jadon Sancho out of Dortmund. It is a good thing. United have managed to do a good thing. Getting those signings over the line is not easy. Not easy.
Okay. What about you, Munzi? I know you and I are both happy that we've signed Jadon Sancho, but you and I both know that there are other holes in this Manchester United starting 11 that need some concrete in them, right? In your opinion, what are those holes or positions that need to be filled, and who do you see realistically coming to Manchester United within the next month or before the transfer window closes?
Well, a centre-back has got to be the main priority, and then a central defensive midfielder. Centre-back, I'm not sure if Varane's playing, the Real Madrid trick, saying, yeah, I'm going to leave, and then get a new contract. I'm not sure about that. Pau Torres is not looking great in the Euros, but, he looked good against us. We just need someone with, I know previous streams say, you don't need anyone with pace. We do need someone with pace. Harry Maguire done yesterday, he was outstanding, and he had Walker with him. Pace, he's got to have pace with him, because if he can't catch him, then Walker was clearing it up. But yeah, and then a CDM, is quite. I can't see. I like McTominay. People slag McTominay off. I really like McTominay. I think he's a really good player. But him and Fred, just no, please, no.
He is a good player, but he's not a top 6 teams in.
Oh yeah, wow,
good enough. He'd be good enough to play for Everton or Villa or Wolves or West Ham, but I'm not saying he's good enough to be a top 4 player.
It reminds me of Darren Fletcher.
Yes, he does.
He was exactly the same. Darren Fletcher won the Premier League and the European Cup, so yeah, I know. But
he never played full seasons, though. He never played full seasons. He'd always play the bloody derby matches and go for it. And he'd play the European games, but he only played less than half the games. Darren Fletcher, even when he played, he'd never make the team more than half the time.
No, but
okay,
yeah.
I think if you're going to win the Premier League, you've got to look at your first 11, and every single one of them has got to be a top 4 player. So when you look at Fred, you look at McTominay. Yeah, they're great lads. They're not bad players at all. It's like the centre backs, oh God, who's the ballet and players? Yeah, they're good, but they're not top 4. So I think they need to either keep them as squad players, as you said about the Welsh lad down the right. But you're right. You need a top 4 centre back, and Varane is that. And who's the guy at Seville? He's really Koundé. He's really good. Yeah. I think he's better than Paul Torres. I'm surprised they played Torres above Koundé. He's really impressed me. He's got a very good brain. Good feet, good brain.
Nice. Okay. Let's hit up some comments from Rich Sports. Shout out to Rich Sports, who's also in the chat. Also saying that he's not bothered the City break the bank for Kane. I don't want Man United buying him. He also likes Ian's jersey.
Fernandinho on the back, of course.
Someone has to. Someone has to like Ian's jersey, right? So, Talk MU, definitely shout out to Talk MU. He's saying big up. Rich Sports is also saying Max Sauce, Fred Lindelof, and James should be squad players. And Rich Sports, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, we all agree.
Totally agree with that. Right. This
Well,
this
apart
Yep.
from McTominay, I like McTominay. I'm sorry, my guilty pleasure, McTominay. I can't have him as a stopper.
Yeah.
Convinced he's a first team regular.
Nah.
Well, we'll see if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could transform him into like another Nemanja Matic, like how Matic was at Chelsea. Who knows, right? But just to wrap it up, this has been a great transfer show. We see Jadon Sancho will be a Manchester United player come next season. Rafael Benitez will be the new Everton manager, and Nuno Espirito Santo will be the new Spurs manager. Are Spurs fans out there excited for Nuno? Leave your comments in and let us know. Definitely thank you, Ian. Definitely thank you, Munzi, for being on. And this has been the Man United Agenda.